Hello everyone and happy Christmas Eve. So I'm going to do a weekend forecast for today's Christmas Eve. I'm going to take you from today, Christmas Eve, right way through to New Year's Day, and you'll see what's going to happen in the coming week with the weather. So going to be a lot of high pressure around, going to be loads of dry and fine conditions. Not going to be a particularly memorable Christmas, I have to say, although we may start getting some quite dense fog coming up in places over the next few hours, sort of late this afternoon, overnight tonight and into tomorrow. It's been a while since we've had a foggy Christmas, so that may be a little bit memorable, I suppose, some people. And of course, fog is pretty nasty for travelling about. There are going to be a lot of people travelling about over the next few hours, so do take it easy if you come across these fog banks. They could be quite thick and dense, and will probably cause some travel disruption in a few places. Anyway, I'll get on with the weekend forecast for you very shortly, but before I do anything else, I'm going to say big thank you to our latest donors for Gazworthy. So big thank you and I suppose Merry Christmas to Paul Spain. Paul Spain has become a donor for Gazworthy, so big thank you to Paul Spain for becoming a Gazworthy's donor, and also big thank you and Merry Christmas to Andrew Barker. Big thank you to Andrew Barker for becoming a donor for Gazworthy on this Christmas Eve. So big thank you to Paul, big thank you to Andrew for doing that. If you would like to join Paul and Andrew and become a donor for Gazworthy, then all you need to do is come to the Gazworthy's PayPal page. I'm on that page right now, and we link this to all the pages at Gazworthy's and in the description at YouTube. So just come here, sign into your PayPal account, and you can make a one-off donation for however much money you would like to donate to Gazworthy's. And by doing that, you're helping us to pay for the website. You're helping us to keep the content online. So a big thank you to all of you for your donations this year. We started this in June, and totally blown away by the response that we've had to this year. Really very kind and very generous to send donations to Gazworthy. So a big thank you to all of you who have donated this year for doing that. There is also, of course, Patreon. So I'll just talk about that very quickly. This is Gazworthy's Patreon page. So the idea of this is that Patreon is kind of like an ongoing donation, whereas the PayPal.me page is a one-off donation. So if you want to become a patron for Gazworthy, then you just come to Gazworthy's Patreon page, you sign up for a Patreon account, and then you can pledge an ongoing monthly donation. It can be anything from $1 a month upwards. And again, by doing that, you will become an official patron for Gazworthy. It's got 52 patrons so far, so huge thank you to all of the patrons for Gazworthy's. Again, it really is something very kind, very special that you are doing for myself and for Gazworthy's. You'll get a mention in the videos, whether you become a donor or a patron. We'll give you a mention if you would like one. So, few people have chosen to stay anonymous. That's fine. Just leave a little note with your donation to tell us that you'd rather not get a mention. We will still say thank you to this anonymous donor or this anonymous patron. And you'll know who you are. I'll know who you are. And that's how we do it. But otherwise, if you would rather not be anonymous, as most people choose to do, then we will give you a mention in videos. Say thank you very much for your donation or for becoming a patron to Gazworthy. So again, big thank you to all of the donors. Big thank you to all of the patrons for Gazworthy. Merry Christmas to all of you, and thanks so much for what you've done for myself and for the website. Right, so let's start off with weekend forecast. I've got a couple of pictures to show you. This was sent through this morning by Mark Kanish. Mark is in the Wirral, and it looks a pretty murky morning there. Very typical of the fog patches that we've got across the country today. And they will be thickening up and getting more widespread, as I say, through the course of this afternoon, overnight, and into tomorrow morning as well. So watch out for those fog patches. Big thanks to Mark, and Merry Christmas to Mark for sending that through. And then this is from Frank Cromack. So we won't be getting a white Christmas in the UK this year, but some places are certainly going to have a white Christmas. And Frank emailed this earlier on, This is up in the hills in Austria. So white Christmas there. Been a heavy snowfall overnight and through this morning. Has deposited a nice covering of snow. And so Frank will be getting a white Christmas over there in Austria this year. So big thank you to Frank for sending that through, and again Merry Christmas to Frank, and enjoy your white Christmas. If you would like to send your weather pics to Gaz Weathers and have them featured in the videos, and there's a few ways you can do it. You can either post pictures in the comment box at Gaz Weathers. You can share them with us on our social media accounts on Facebook and Twitter, or you can email them to gazweathers@gmail.com. And when we have time, we're always happy to feature your weather pics in the video. So big thank you to Mark and to Frank for sending their pictures through. And Merry Christmas to both of you. Right, so this is how things are looking in terms of the radar picture from the weatheroutlook.com. You can find a link to Weather Outlook on the links page. And Merry Christmas to Brian and everybody else at the Weather Outlook. So we've got some showery outbreaks of rain across the far south of Wales and down into southwestern parts of England, a little bit through the Irish Sea too. That's left over from yesterday's wet weather. A little bit just moving into the far west of Northern Ireland as well. And a few showery bursts across the Republic. I know we do have people watching from the Republic of Ireland. So hello to all of you and Merry Christmas to all of you. So for the rest of the country, though, it's dry. It's fine. There's no precipitation anywhere, so neither rain nor snow falling across most parts of the country today. Just lots of dry and quiet weather. And not a surprise, because we're under an area of high pressure. This is the synoptic chart from weathercentral.de, and a big thank you to Weather for allowing us to use their charts through this year. Merry Christmas to the folks at Weather. High pressure is over the top of the country for Christmas Eve, bringing lots of dry and fine weather. We just have that little weather front messing about in the far southwest, as we've seen. So that patchy rain in the southwest will die out, I think, through the course of this afternoon, mainly. And the rest of the country going to be dry, with a mix of sunny spells and variable cloud. What you'll notice is that through the afternoon into the evening, fog patches will start to thicken up. They'll start to get more widespread, particularly for northern, central and eastern parts of the country. There could be some really dense fog patches developing by the end of the afternoon, I think. Temperatures in the southwest going to be very mild today, up to around 10 to 12 degrees down there, really balmy. But for most places, actually, it's a slightly cooler day today, with temperatures ranging from around 4 to 7. It will feel colder than that, actually, where the fog is lingering or where fog develops. Temperatures won't be around 2 or 3 degrees, so feeling really quite chilly indeed under those fog patches. Overnight tonight, you're going to find high pressure continues to be dominating weather, but we will have a weak weather just moving into the west, producing more in way of cloud across western parts of the country. So it really is in the west that we're going to have cloudier skies through the course of tonight. The rest of the country will have a mix of clear spells, low cloud, mist and dense fog patches, again through central and eastern parts of the country. Also, there could be some fog patches in the northeast too. And some of these fog patches could be really very thick indeed. So Father Christmas will need his fog lights on tonight as he's getting those presents out. It's going to be a very, very murky night for some of us. Indeed, and cold. Temperatures will be going below freezing for northeastern parts, go down to -2, -3 degrees. So freezing fog patches actually in some parts of the north and the northeast. In the west, we should stay fog and frost free, because there'll be too much cloud. So a relatively mild night in west. In fact, very mild, potentially down in Cornwall. We might not see temperatures falling much below 10 degrees, can you believe, in the far southwestern tip of the country. Right, sorry about that. I've unplugged the phone. That's just somebody wishing a Merry Christmas. So, unplug the phone now. I won't have any more interruptions. Sorry about that. So I think we got to the start of Christmas Day. Overnight Christmas Eve tonight into Christmas Day. So, going to be a cold night in the northeast with freezing fog patches in places, but a mild night down in the southwest. That leads us into Christmas Day, which is going to be dominated by high pressure. but there will be a weather front moving in from the west, thickening up the cloud. So we're going to start off with frost and fog across northern and some eastern parts of the country. Again, become some quite dense fog patches in place. But outside of those fog patches, there should be some nice sunny spells. So actually, going to be quite a seasonable start to the day for some northern and eastern parts of the country. Will look nice and pretty and white on the grass as you open your Christmas presents. But out in the west, it's a very drab start to the Christmas day. Lots of cloud, lots of gloomy skies. Really, and even some light patchy rain and drizzle around western coast. And what we're going to find through days that these cloudy skies gradually start to spread in from the west, encroaching across the country. So a mix of low cloud, gloomy, murky weather, more fog and mist patches in places as well. Will make for a rather dreary Christmas day in western areas, but best of any sunshine outside of those fog patches, which could linger all day in a few places, will be over in the east and the northeastern part of the country. Temperatures tomorrow are going to be very mild in the west, be very mild Christmas Day across western parts of the country, around 10 to 12 degrees. But in the east, it will be a colder day or a cooler day. Temperatures again around 5, 6 or 7 degrees. But in those lingering fog patches, temperatures will be colder than that, barely above freezing, if any of that fog should linger in the north and in the northeast. So really quite a cold Christmas Day. Christmas night, we'll see the clouds spreading across the country, so we shouldn't have any fog and frost worries on Christmas night. Most of the fog will lift up into cloud, and there won't be too much cloud around for frost either. And that is a chart for Boxing Day, with high pressure still in control of the weather, sitting just to our south, but we've moved loads of cloud into this area of high pressure now. So Boxing Day is going to be a very gloomy day. It's going to be very cloudy indeed. Most places will stay dry, but the cloud could bring some showery bursts of rain to northern and western parts of Scotland, and we may have some light patchy drizzly bits and pieces of rain almost anywhere actually, due to the thickness of the cloud. It'll be a much milder day though, very mild day, temperatures ranging from around 8 to 12 degrees Celsius, so a grey, gloomy but very mild Boxing Day. Then we go through to Thursday. High pressure continues to be in control, but there will be a little weather front just in the far north and northwest of Scotland. That will produce some light showery outbreaks of rain in the north and the northwest of Scotland, but the bulk of the country will stay dry on Thursday, and we may start to import some slightly drier air from the continent across England and Wales, so some of that cloud could start to break up and possibly produce or possibly allow a few bright or sunny spells to come through. That said, there will still be a lot of cloud left across the country on Thursday. Temperatures just a little bit lower, but still mild really for the time of year, ranging from around 6 to 12 degrees Celsius. Friday could bring a more active weather system into the far north of Scotland, so some showery outbreaks of rain and maybe some quite strong winds possible for central and northern Scotland. But again, the majority of the country is under this ridge of high pressure, so we will again have lots of dry and fine conditions on Friday. And I think for England and Wales, a much better chance of breaking some sunshine through that cloud. So sunny spells for England and Wales, but probably still quite a lot of cloud for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Temperatures again going to be somewhere around 6 to 12 degrees Celsius, so pretty mild in the southwest, around average I suppose for northern and eastern parts of the country. Saturday might have a more active area of low pressure across the north, and maybe a fairly active weather front as well. So there could be some cloud and showery rain for parts of Scotland on Saturday. Most of that rain will be in the far north of Scotland. Fairly brisk winds up there as well. The rest of the country dry, but probably bringing up quite a lot of cloud with these southwesterly winds as this area of high pressure sits just to our south across northern parts of France. So we may return to pretty cloudy, gloomy skies for Saturday. Temperatures becoming very mild, ranging from around 8 to 13 degrees Celsius. 13 is a very mild 55 Fahrenheit. Then low pressure could give quite a lot of heavy rain to Scotland on Sunday, so Sunday could be a proper wet day with outbreaks of persistent and heavy rain. The rest of the country, though, will stay dry. Again, we're bringing up this southwesterly wind, so it'll be cloudy, but probably very mild across most parts of the country. Temperatures, again, ranging from around 8 to 13 degrees Celsius. New Year's Eve, we'll see that wet weather in the north moving southwards, but dying out as it does so, as it's running into a building area of high pressure. So a band of cloud and patchy rain probably spreading southwards across England and Wales through the course of New Year's Eve, with brighter skies following along behind. As it turns brighter, it will also turn colder. So the highest temperatures on New Year's Eve could actually be in the south first thing in the morning, at around 11 or 12 degrees Celsius. But then through the day, as the brighter skies spread in from the north, temperatures will probably drop, finishing up somewhere around 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. There could be a widespread frost if skies are clear on New Year's Eve night, so that could be quite seasonable. And then to go through into New Year's Day, the first day of 2019, we'll see high pressure over the top of the country again. Relatively cold air within this high pressure now, so we probably start New Year's Day with a widespread frost. But there should also be plenty of sunny spells, and most places should stay dry with sunny spells through much of the day. A colder day, temperatures ranging from around 3 to 8 degrees Celsius, which is about average really for the first day of the year, but it'll certainly feel a lot colder compared to what we've been used to. However, no true cold, no Arctic or Siberian winds this Christmas or New Year period, so the chance of snow very, very limited indeed. Finally, we'll just have a look at the charts from the weather outlook for the next week. So for today, we've got lots of dry weather. There's that patchy rain in the southwest, but most places are dry, and we've got decent sunny spells. But we have got those fog patches developing. That's how Christmas Day starts. A frost in the north and in some eastern areas will make for a very seasonable start to Christmas Day there, but it'll be mild down in the southwest, and then through the course of Christmas Day itself, we gradually thicken the cloud from the west, although some of these eastern areas could hang on to decent sunny spells through much of the day. That's Boxing Day, and it doesn't really show the cloud, but I think Boxing Day is like to be a very cloudy, gloomy day across many parts of the country. And then we go through to Thursday and Friday, lots of dry weather, plenty of cloud, but a few brighter sunny spells will come through. In fact, as we get later on into the week, the risk of sunny spells probably, or the chance of sunny spells probably increases. Saturday could bring some wet weather into the north, further south, mainly dry, temperatures looking very mild, and then we go through to Sunday, still looking very mild. Going to be very mild for the final weekend of the year, but again, I think we do have to watch out for quite a lot of cloud. We don't get to New Year on those charts, but we know that by the time you get through to New Year, it's turning dry but cold, or colder across most parts of the country. So, in summary, high pressure is going to be dominating this Christmas week. We're going to have loads of dry weather, plenty of fine conditions coming up. Cloud's going to be a problem. It will be coming and going. We probably start off with a fair amount of fog overnight tonight and into Christmas Day as well. Temperatures will be a bit up and down, but overall looking pretty mild, I have to say. There will be a few colder days thrown in, primarily today and Christmas Day, and then around the New Year. But otherwise, it looks pretty mild through most parts of the country, and just not a lot going on. So from a weather side of things, I don't think it's going to be a particularly memorable Christmas. Right, well, that's it for today's videos. So, I hope you have a great Christmas, have a wonderful time, and hope Christmas brings everything that you wanted, even if it doesn't bring any snow. The historic video coming up for Christmas Day will be looking at the winter of 1968, 1969, so that will be with you tomorrow. Probably get that posted on the homepage around 10 a.m. We'll also update the morning summary at Galsworth Vita tomorrow as well, but otherwise there won't be any other videos. I'll be taking the day off. And then on Boxing Day, we'll be back with a week to 10-day video update, but no 5-day forecast on Wednesday on Boxing Day this year. And that's pretty much it. So, as I say, Merry Christmas to all of you. Have a wonderful time. And, well, that's it. Thanks for watching.